In 1946, the de Havilland Company announced plans to build the world's first passenger-carrying jet airliner. The DDH106 was to be built in response to a specification by the Brabazon Committee, which had been formed to determine the types of passenger aircraft needed in post-war service. Several different designs were considered before the configuration that featured swept wings and 4 de Havilland Ghost jet engines buried in the wing roots was chosen. Construction was to rely heavily on the use of Redux metal-to-metal bonding in the wings and fuselage. This revolutionary technique, developed by Ciba-Geigy at their factory that neighboured Duxford Airfield, created stronger joints than riveting, resulting in a considerable weight saving and smoother outer surfaces. The name Comet was officially adopted in 1947, and the prototype Comet4 first flew in July 1949.
With the accent on peace, or so we hope, civil aircraft were obviously very much to the fore. Here's the de Havilland Comet, a 36-passenger jet airliner and the first of its kind in the world.
The production version was designed to carry 24 to 36 passengers, 1,500 miles at 490 miles an hour. In 1952, British Overseas Airways Corporation, a state-owned forerunner of British Airways, took delivery of 9 Comet1s and commenced regular services between Heathrow and Johannesburg in South Africa on the 2nd of May 1952. The Comet1 was the world's first passenger-carrying jet airliner in commercial service, and as such, de Havilland had beaten their competitors by up to 5 years. The Comet cut flying times by half on many routes and operated at very high load factors. Its efficiency attracted 10 overseas orders in their first 6 months of service with BOAC. The success of the Comet1 led to de Havilland's development of the Comet2. This improved version was to be equipped with Rolls-Royce Avon engines and would carry 44 passengers up to 2,300 miles. But between October 1952 and April 1954, a series of 5 disastrous accidents led to the grounding of all Comet1s. Lengthy investigations showed 3 of the accidents to have been caused by metal fatigue, a little-known phenomenon at that time. As a result of the accidents, all orders were cancelled and the Comet1s never resumed passenger service, although, following modifications, several later went into service as military transports and surveillance aircraft. Work resumed on the Comet2 in 1955. Following extensive strengthening and modification to the wings, windows and fuselage, where weaknesses had been found, 13 Comet2s eventually went into service with the RAF as Transport Command's first jet-powered aircraft, and a further 2 went to BOAC for route-proving trials. Only 1 Comet3 was built. It was used in development of the Comet4 and flew tours to promote the Comet to international airlines and governments around the world during 1955. The early Comets lacked the range to fly the Atlantic, but the Comet4 would provide the first non-stop transatlantic service.
Delta Bravo, clear to land, surface in 260, 10 knots. Delta Bravo.
October the 4th, 1958, a momentous date in aviation history.
Delta Bravo down at 16, clear right, hold on.
A British-powered Comet4 touches down at London Airport. The first jet-engined airline service across the Atlantic is in being. The event is both a fresh success and a renewed challenge to Britain's modern race of aircraft pioneers.
On the 4th of October 1958, BOAC inaugurated the first scheduled transatlantic fare-paying passenger service by simultaneously flying 2 Comet4s across the Atlantic. This aircraft, G-APDB, now based at Duxford, flew eastbound from New York, while the other, G-APDC, flew westbound from London. The aircraft passed each other mid-Atlantic.
London, Delta Bravo. Automata, 1200 feet.
In their first 2 years of operation, Comet 4s flew 27 million miles and carried 327,000 passengers. The Comet 4s were produced in 3 different variations, with the final version, the 4C, being the largest, capable of carrying up to 100 passengers. In total, 113 Comets were built, and 76 of these were Comet 4s. 67 Comet 4s went into airline passenger service. 5 were delivered to the RAF as troop-carrying and VIP aircraft. 1 was issued as a test aircraft. 2 were retained for experimental use, and 1 was bought by the King of Saudi Arabia as his personal jet. From the mid-1960s, the Comet 4s were gradually replaced in BOAC service by Boeing 707s and Vickers VC-10s. The retired BOAC Comets were quickly bought up and continued flying with other national and charter airlines right up until the late 1970s.